Okay, so I lost my voice over the weekend. So just bear with me. Okay, so first of all, there's a general student council meeting at lunch today in the normal place. And also, so over this next week, there's going to be a volleyball competition. Tomorrow, which is Tuesday, it's going to be 8th and 9th graders versus the sophomores. And on Wednesday, it's going to be the juniors against the seniors. And on Thursday, it's going to be a championship between the winners of both of the previous competitions. And on Friday, it's going to be the winners of all of the student body against the faculty. So be prepared for that. And also, so I have an announcement about just class points in general. So seniors, you have 5 class points overall. Juniors, 5 class points. Sophomores, 1. And the story behind that is because Andrew Keys ate a donut off the floor. And so, okay, so freshmen have 3 points, and the 8th graders have 2. So we're going to keep on tallying these points. We're going to keep on tallying these points for the rest of the year. And at the end of the year, whichever class has the most in total will have a pizza party. So just keep up with the good work. And lastly, so the food drive that we had earlier this year, the juniors won overall. So just a round of applause because...
Try to keep your announcements short. We have a lot of them today, and I know some of them are going to be longer than others.
Okay, I need to meet in room 8 with lacrosse players. Oh, sorry. Lacrosse players again, specifically the new players who didn't play last year. I need to fit you for helmets and. Noah, Chris, Aiden, Riley, Daniel, Aaron, Cooper, William, Kevin, Sandre, Matt, and maybe a few others. Make sure you're in room 8 at lunch so I can get that taken care of. It takes about 3 weeks for them to get here, 3 or 4 weeks, which would put us right up to the beginning of the season. Also, players who were playing last year, who are not going to be returning this year, I need your helmets back and your uniforms back as soon as you possibly can do that. Thanks a lot.
First, I want to say thank you to many of you who participated in the admission event over the weekend, both faculty but a lot of students. It was great, and it was very student-oriented, and one of the things that was such a terrific pleasure was to hear you tell other people things that you love about York School. Of course, we always like to tell the truth, and we do, and I think everything that people say resonates with my sense of this community. One of the things that we talk about is how much we trust one another and how relaxed we can be about leaving things lying around. But York's not perfect, and every once in a while something goes missing. We've had a couple of those incidents lately. Sometimes someone's careless about where they leave something and maybe it winds up in the lost and found and didn't actually get taken. Sometimes it looks like someone has been through a pair of pants pockets in the locker room, and that's a little harder to explain. So if you know anything about any of that and you have an opportunity either to come forward yourself or anonymously, especially to restore belongings to people who are their rightful owners, remember that being able to trust each other and being a community that we always describe as intentional and safe is very York. And worrying that somebody has stolen something from you is not very York. Clear? Thank you.
Matter of things being taken, if you left your lunch in a paper bag by the drop-off circle, the birds got it. I cleaned up what was left, so somebody might be hungry out there today. I'm delighted to announce that Johnny Lim has been accepted to the All-State Honor Orchestra. Very exciting. And finally, if you wish to play a solo or ensemble music performance at the Performing Arts Showcase, which is part of the Winter Arts Festival on 28th of January, pick up one of these from me as you leave the room today. It says it's due next Monday, but I won't be here next Monday. You can bring it to me on Tuesday.
So juniors are applying for off-campus privileges at this point, and I just want to remind both seniors and juniors that when you have off-campus privileges, you may leave during freeze or lunch. That's it. So not during tutorials and not during break. You're really expected to be here for all of those things. Just as a reminder, and it's in the handbook on 14 if you need that as well. Along the lines of that's a safety announcement, obviously, and Mr. Harmon's was a safety announcement, and along the lines of that, I was informed on Friday that the women's bathroom next to Ms. Maston's office, during the afternoon on Friday, a substance was smeared across the stall walls and on the handle of the stall. I'm really concerned about that, because that also doesn't feel like a particularly York-like action. It speaks to me of somebody who is really very angry or who is in a lot of pain. And that's troubling, obviously. If you know something about this, if I was misinformed as to exactly what that substance was, please come and talk to me. Because as I know I have this reputation for being very strict and very stern, and sometimes I am rather dramatic, but I have to tell you that I want to help. And if you are the person who did this and you're feeling this angry and this hurt and in pain, there is something that can help you. But not if you don't talk about it. If you know about this, if you know who did this, the most generous, the kindest thing you can do is to talk to an adult that you feel comfortable with so that we can help. Thanks.
So we're in the process of exploring some options for sports for years to come, and one of them we're looking at is there seems to be some interest as things are changing in what sports people play in girls lacrosse. So we want to do a little random survey just to see if there's any members of our student body currently that are somewhat interested in that. And so we'll have a couple people over by the flagpole, correct? So if you, on your way out today, if you are a girl and you may be interested in some capacity in girls lacrosse, stop by and see those folks and they'll write your name down. Okay? So it's just a little straw poll. Thank you.
I'd like to introduce to you an individual that we are very pleased to have with us for second semester covering Ms. Keith's Algebra 1 classes. This is a professional, a master teacher, somebody who I think is a good human being, and if you're in Algebra 1 right now, you know that she's a fun and an engaging teacher who's making Algebra 1 a pleasure to study, and that's Mrs. Susan Greco-Newbert in the back.
Facebook should definitely stop changing their layout so frequently and abruptly. You know, when Facebook first started, I didn't even want to be a part of it. It just seemed like a random place to post all your information of everything you're doing 24/7. So, you know, I didn't really want to be a part of that. But then some of my friends started coming up to me and they'd say, "Hey, you're not on Facebook." I'm like, "Yeah, I know I'm not on Facebook." And, well, they'd say, "Well, why not?" It's like, "Well, I don't really want to go on there." I'm like, "Oh, okay." And they walk off. Like, And that kept happening. And they acted like it's already been around for decades, even though it only, at that time, been around for a couple of weeks. So it's like, okay. But then I actually got to the point where I started missing events and missing other important things I wanted to go to because I wasn't on Facebook. So I decided, okay, fine, I'll join this, see what's up with all this. So I went on, logged on. I was like, hey, it's actually pretty cool. Put in your information, there's videos, there's pictures, you know, there's even games and stuff like that. And then about a week later, Facebook was the best thing in the world. It's like, yeah, this is awesome, you know, like every day go on, log on Facebook. But then, as soon as I got used to it, they decided, for some reason, to change their layout. Now, I could kind of see why they did it. They wanted to freshen everything. But it's kind of like, you know, if you know where everything is in your room, other people might see it as messy. But to you, it's not messy. To you, you know where everything is. But then some parent or someone comes in and reorganizes everything, puts everything in its drawers, and then you're like, I don't know where any of my stuff is. And that's kind of how this is. You log on one day, hey, where'd everything go? Everything's all switched around. But I could see why they did it. They wanted to keep people interested. And about a week later, I was like, yeah, okay, I can see. I got used to this. But then they decided to change it again, right as soon as I got used to it. They had this whole thing where you type in letters and a giant list of all these friends pops down. Like, it thinks every word you're going to type is going to be another one of your friends you're tagging. It's like, no, I don't want to tag one of my friends. I just tagged one a couple words ago. Anyway. I got used to that again. Saying, okay, I don't have to type the little @ symbol. That didn't really take that much trouble, but I guess it saves a tiny bit of trouble. And I got used to it. But then they had this whole thing about the new chat. It's like, well, I've already used this new chat before. I don't want to, you know, try it again. I already know how to use it. But this little box would come up. It's like, do you want to try the new chat? I'm like, oh, I already know. Then click the little X button. Then you go to a different page. Do you want to try the new chat? I already did. Click the button. And then you log off, go do something else, come in back the next day. Do you want to try the new chat? Smash the computer, you know. But anyway, my point is that Facebook, if they are going to change it, they should at least, you know, do it more slowly. And now they're having this whole thing where, you know, they give you a tour of everything. But at least maybe give you the choice of whether or not you want to change or when you want to change or something like that. Here, just a second. They changed it again! Okay, you know what? I have to go figure this out again.
Add my thanks to everyone who participated in Inside York, to all the students who gave it part of their Sunday, parents, trustees, faculty, and staff, thank you very much. Students, if you loaned me your sweatshirt, it's in Ms. Godoyne's office. Thank you again.
10 seconds.
So first of all, guys soccer is a game against St. Francis up on the upper field. So guys be at room 4 at 2:45. And then juniors are going to start selling Italian soda at lunch in the quad on B, D, and F days.
Starting tomorrow.
And it's...
It was Cohen's birthday on Sunday.
JSA, once again.
If you're going to Winter Congress, you need to talk to me today. I don't care if you've already done it, you need to talk to me today. I only have 6 people who've done this, and if you haven't, you won't be going. And if you haven't even tried to talk to me, then it's a little bit too late.
Oh, and Dungeons & Dragons, today at lunch. Be there.
Key Club meetings C-Day or Wednesday at lunch. We're making sandwiches for Dorothy's Kitchen, so it's a really great cause and you guys should really help. Seniors who donated to the food drive, I made cookies for you, so you should see me. And then lastly, Lit Mag, you guys should all submit. I'll make an announcement with the actual winners when we have time.
Okay, tomorrow at lunch at 11:35 to 12:05, we have auditions for our modern movie adaptation of Much Ado About Nothing.
In the theater. And be there on time because you don't have that much time. Thank you.
The sophomore class will begin selling winter ball tickets tomorrow at lunch, $15 for singles and $25 for couples. Also, to kick off our winter ball sales, we're going to have, the sophomore class is going to be putting on a bake sale, so bring your dough to buy some dough.
Hip-hop dance club today at lunch, meet in front of the gym.
At lunch, meet in front of the gym.
Mandatory Model UN meeting today for all those attending the Berkeley conference because we're going to be choosing our committees, and also on Wednesday we're going to be having a big sale.
One, you get one. It's the second time, by the way. I always try to make resolutions for myself, but they end up going in one year and out the other.